Biden vows to stay in the race, saying, quote, challenge me at the convention, also stating that the talks of intra-party conflict is actually helping Trump more than it's hurting him. And for that reason, he believes that there should be unity behind him. And this election prediction will see if there should be unity behind Biden by seeing his odds at actually winning this election. Moreover, there's been concerning news that a Parkinson's expert has visited the White House 8 times in 8 months, leading to beliefs that Biden may actually have Parkinson's, even though the White House itself has said time and time again that Biden does not have Parkinson's. But regardless, let's see who will win this election prediction and by how much. So we're first going to start with the safe states for both parties. Any state that has less than a 10% chance of going to one party will be classified as a safe state. So Washington, Oregon, and California are safe states for Biden, as well as the state of Hawaii. However, that rounds out Biden's West Coast, and you may see it's a little less than usually is, as Biden usually has Colorado and New Mexico, and there's actually a reason for that. On the East Coast, the Democrats get the state of New York, Vermont, Connecticut, Delaware, not New Jersey, Maryland, DC, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Maine's 1st District. They also get the state of Illinois. And that's about it. They get 167 electoral votes, whereas Trump gets Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, Alaska, which despite Mary Peltola winning has only a 6% chance of going to Biden, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Nebraska's 1st, Nebraska's 3rd, Kansas, Oklahoma, not Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri. Iowa has a 9% chance of going to Biden, so it safely goes to Trump. Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, and West Virginia. And that's about it for Trump's safe states. As you can see in Ohio, there's still only an 80% chance of Trump winning, and in Maine's 2nd, there's an 84% chance. So Trump's safe states are few and far between, whereas Biden collects 36 more electoral votes among safe states alone. However, we'll soon see that this election starts to shift very much towards Trump from Biden in these recent polls. So we'll first start from the states with the most electoral votes, and we'll start heading towards the states with the least. So with that being said, we'll start with the state of Texas. Texas, which has been a Republican stronghold in past elections. As you can see, Republican, last time Texas went to a Democrat was a very long time ago. Lyndon B. Johnson was actually from Texas, and he was president back in the 60s. So let's see what Texas is like for the Republicans. And Trump is winning by about 10 or 11 percentage points, maybe 9. As little as 5 or 6. So nonetheless, Trump wins in the state of Texas, despite it not being a safe state. So now he's actually leading Biden 171 to 167, and we'll go on to Trump's home state of Florida. So the state of Florida, that's where Mar-a-Lago is, that's where Trump currently resides, and where his potential vice president, Marco Rubio, resides. Florida, Trump wins it by as little as 4, but as high as 13. And it can be said that Florida will go to Donald Trump. Let's go to our next state. And that's the state of Pennsylvania. So Pennsylvania offers 19 electoral votes and is actually predicted to go to Biden according to the 538 forecast. However, polls tell a slightly different story. Trump actually increased his lead after the debate, very much so to the point where he's leading by 7 or as little as 3 in recent polls, but we can classify Pennsylvania as going to Donald Trump. So Trump is 50 points away from winning this election, but the question here isn't if he'll win, but by how much he will win by. Because Republican supporters don't just want Trump to win, they want Trump to win to a point where Biden is just out of politics. Biden doesn't have any influence in the next midterms. Biden is just out. He has an embarrassing defeat. So that's what Trump supporters want. So we'll see if Trump can get that, starting with the state of Ohio. So the state of Ohio has an 80% chance of going to Trump, which is in line with its midterm numbers, as well as polling, which have Trump up by as much as plus 10. So Trump has been winning each and every battleground state, but that might change soon. But I don't know if it'll change with the state of North Carolina. I think it won't, because North Carolina actually went to Trump in Trump's first matchup against Biden. And something interesting to note is that Trump actually has like an 80% chance or even higher of keeping every single state he won in 2020. And Biden has less than a 50% chance of keeping every single state he won in 2020. And North Carolina was one of the states Trump won in 2020. And remember, 2020 was when Trump was almost at the height of his disapproval. January 2021 was when he was at the height of it, but November 2020 was pretty close. So Trump winning these states in 2020 shows that he's a very good chance of winning them in 2024. So Trump is leading in North Carolina Virginia by actually less than usual, 2 or 3, but he still wins in the state of North Carolina, which is supported by the 538 forecast. So now we go to the state of Georgia. So Georgia's a southern state, but it did go to Biden back in 2020 in what was pretty much a shocker. However, it has a 1 to 2% chance, as high as 10%, of going to Donald Trump. But this is actually closer than Trump probably wants it to be, especially after the debate. But Florida does have a 60% chance of going to Donald Trump. But nonetheless, Trump makes it to 269 electoral votes. And remember, Trump doesn't have to win every last one of his swing states to win this election. That's how much Texas, Florida, Ohio, etc. actually help his numbers. So now we'll go to the state of Michigan, and the state of Michigan is a little different, and Biden actually leads by greater margins than he did prior to the debate. So this is actually weird because Biden jumped from Trump +1 to Biden +5, but Biden wins in the state of Michigan nonetheless, bringing himself to 182 electoral votes. But Biden's going to need to win a lot more than Michigan to actually win this election, and he'll need to win the state of New Jersey for sure. What was once a safely Democrat state going to Biden by 16% back in 2020 is actually going to Trump in this newest poll. So Trump does win the state of New Jersey in this newest poll. I don't think that poll is accurate, but it is interesting as a little snapshot in time to see that Trump is winning the state of New Jersey in a recent poll. So now we'll go to the state of Virginia, which is also previously a safely Democrat state. Virginia used to be a Republican state, then Democrat state, and now it's pretty even. But Biden does win it pretty narrowly, so he brings himself to 195 electoral votes. And we'll go to Arizona. So Arizona's been one of the most competitive states in the entire union time and time again, and it goes to Trump by upwards of even 15 percentage points, closer to 3 to 7. I think 3 is about right. So Trump wins the state of Arizona, and he's almost at 300 electoral votes. So now we'll go to the states that offer 10 electoral votes, and we'll use recent polls to determine who will win each and every one of them. So Minnesota, another state in the Midwest, another pretty competitive state, does go to Trump in this recent poll, but goes to Biden in another. This one includes RFK Jr., this one does not. I'm going to give it to Biden due to this +6 poll. It seems like Biden tends to win the state of Minnesota, plus the 538 forecast does give Biden the state of Minnesota. So he wins Minnesota, but it's only by a tilt margin. So now we go to Wisconsin, which I believe will be even closer than the state of Minnesota. And it goes to Biden in these recent polls. +3, +2. Trump wins in the polls right after the debate. But it honestly seems like people are forgetting about the debate. People are starting to basically say, well, Biden did okay on the ABC News thing. Biden is pretty decent at his rallies, etc. Maybe the debate was just a fluke. That's what people are saying. And for that reason, also the fact that people are forgetting the debate, and the debate had the lowest ratings out of pretty much any presidential debate. So not many people actually saw it compared to the amount of people that will be voting. But still, Trump does lead by a significant amount after that debate. So I wouldn't totally discount the debate for helping Donald Trump. The state of Colorado, Biden wins by 10 or even 6. So he is taking home Colorado, bringing him to 225 electoral votes. So now we have Nevada. So Nevada did go to Biden in 2020 and Clinton in 2016, but is likely going to Trump in 2024. Trump even leads by as much as 10 percentage points, and he's winning the state of Nevada. There's almost no doubt about it. So Trump hits 300 electoral votes, and let's see how far this lead will go, starting with New Mexico. So New Mexico, actually, Biden leads by only 1 or 2 in this recent poll, but in polls that were taken further out, Biden leads by as much as 11. So he wins the state of New Mexico, but it's really, really close. So now we'll go to New Hampshire. So New Hampshire governor said this state is actually going to be a nail biter, and I actually agree with him. I think the state will be very close. You might say, oh, Biden is winning most of these polls, but look at when the polls were taken, May, April, etc. This one that was taken recently has Trump in the lead. So Trump takes home the state of New Hampshire and brings himself to 304 electoral votes. So now we'll go to Maine. So Maine at large does have Biden up by +2, but there haven't been actually that many polls in the state of Maine, which is interesting because it's a swing state. So we'll go to the 538 forecast, which does have Biden up. However, Trump is up in Maine's 2nd congressional district, whereas Biden is up in Nebraska's 2nd congressional district. So if you like this prediction and you want more, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And thank you for watching.